Hey guys, so for whatever reason, the game doesn't actually show the characters yet. I'm not sure if that's a mistake on their end or they changed the way that like the characters are being displayed because they're not technically out yet. Regardless, we are going to take a look at the characters' full kits today on the dblegends.net website here. So let's go ahead and check out what we've got. Base stats. Does this max them out? Yes. 270 strike. I don't think this takes into consideration the arts boost system or the title boost system. So this guy's going to be mega heavily strike based. I mean, this is 270 to strike versus 230. Like that is, we haven't seen a differential like this in a long time. 270 versus 233. I mean, we're talking 36,000 more strike attack than blast attack. Defense, he's probably going to be hovering around just over 170 to both with title boost in. It's a little low. Normally these days we like to see mid 170s, even for like normal sparkings, but we'll see. We'll see. A very high strike attack. All right, so obviously Sun Family, Saiyan, and that's it. Saiyan Saga. Saiyan Saga is not going to be a team probably. But Sun Family and Saiyan, obviously, not like the most ridiculous amount of tags ever, but these are obviously very big tags. So all right, main ability destroys one of your own cards, draws ultimate arts card, Crimson Dragon Rush, 30% health, 50 key, and he does nullify endurance permanently or not permanently, but he nullifies endurance on main ability for 10 counts and cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and buff effects. So this is powerful. This is kind of like if you guys were playing back during the 3rd anniversary, LF Fusion Zamasu has pretty much the exact same effect on his main ability. I think like Red Transforming Cell has a similar thing as well, so it's pretty good. All right, unique ability, Unstoppable Rage, applies the following effects to self when battle starts: 90% damage inflicted, reduced damage received by 70%, 50% to key recovery. 50% is a little low, but I guess I should be grateful that he has anything at all given Super Vegeta. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield, restores health by 10% and ki by 20. 20 is a little low. We'll see if he gets anything else. 60% damage inflicted for 15 counts, 30% damage inflicted, okay, and then 30% strike damage inflicted. So, okay. 120% on this. So he's entering the battlefield with 210% strike damage inflicted. Huh, that's a lot. Reduced damage received by 10% for 15 counts. Okay, I mean, obviously that's good considering he's already getting 70 here. -2 to strike arts cost, cannot be canceled, activates 3 times. Okay, so this is one of those characters where you probably want to start the fight with him on the battlefield so that you can get the cost reduction stacked up as fast as you can. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 counts. Oh, maybe not actually because of this. He goes type neutral defensively 3 times for 10 counts, which is good, but it doesn't synergize well with this, I guess. Applies the following effects self. There's a defeated battle member, draws a special arts card next, activates twice. He gets 2 green cards. 70% strike damage inflicted, which is permanent. Card draw speed, permanent. 5% chance to strike arts to inflict faint. Yeah, I don't really understand this. Like, are we really doing this in 2024? Get this out of here. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions, activate when changing cover for 15 counts. So he gets, like, incredibly powerful abilities when you have a dead ally. Which, it's fine, but I would have wanted to see, like, half of these abilities just baseline. Aspiring Savior knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change performed against their strike arts attack, comboable into the blue card. Seals 1 enemy card slot randomly every time the enemy uses a strike or blast arts while this character is in the battlefield. The sealed card slot cannot be used for 10 counts. It says up to 1 slot simultaneously. So this is basically like the opponent uses like a strike card while this character's in the battlefield. It's going to seal one of their card slots, and then every time they use a subsequent arts card, it's going to refresh the seal on that same arts card slot. So Basically, while this guy is in the battlefield, your opponent is only going to have 3 usable card slots, which is very annoying. Actually, it's a pretty good disrupt mechanic. The following effects occur every time the enemy uses a special move, ultimate, or awakened arts while this character is in the battlefield. Activates once. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 counts. So he's type neutral defensively. Shortens ally sub count by 3. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 50% to special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power for 3 counts. Okay, so he does not remove enemy buff effects. Okay. This is pretty good. I mean, it's not a ton of sub count manipulation, but it's 3, which is better than nothing. Oh, activation count resets after character switch. So this can happen unlimited times. That's actually pretty strong. 50% to power down on blue card and ultimates. That's pretty good. Okay. Following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on standby. So he has a separate effect based on whether he's on the battlefield or on standby. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 counts, which is the same exact thing here. Shortens own sub count by 10. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 50% ultimate and awakened arts power for 3 counts. Restores own vanishing gauge by 100% when this character performs a vanishing step. If there is a defeated battle member, activates once. Activation count resets after character switch. So I've seen people compare this to LF Blue 17's mechanic. It's just a worse version of that, pretty much, right? I mean, you have to have a dead ally for this to be active. It's going to reset when you switch, so it kind of is similar to Blue 17's, but Blue 17's double vanish, you can, like, the power of Blue 17's double vanish is the fact that you can use it to stall when you have a full team alive. That's the majority of the power of that mechanic. The ability to get this mechanic when you already have a dead battle member significantly reduces the power of the mechanic, I think. So it's still good, but I don't think it's as good as Blue 17's. By the way, I believe Blue 17's is 80%. Let me just quickly check. I think it's 80. But the point that I'm going to make... Where's Blue 17? The point that I'm going to make is there's effectively no difference between 80 and 100. Yeah, by 80%. There's effectively no difference between 80% vanish restoration when you vanish and 100% restoration when you vanish, because the 20% that you did not refresh from vanishing, by the time the vanish animation ends, you already have the 20% recovered already. So there's basically no difference at all between 80% here and 100%. So it doesn't matter. Like, that doesn't matter. So it's effectively the same mechanic as Blue 17, except Blue 17 isn't, I think most of the time is going to have an easier condition than this Goku. The one thing I'm not, maybe I'm just missing something. I'm not really too sure why he has this. The following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate, awakened, or rising rush while this character is on standby. I guess this is going to be more so in the event the enemy does not rising rush. So if the enemy goes for an ultimate, then a lot of times maybe you're going to want to switch this guy in to tank the ultimate, maybe, because this guy doesn't have endurance. So you're not switching into this guy to eat a rising rush. I don't think so. This is a bit mysterious. I mean, if this guy had endurance or something, or indestructible or whatever, I would understand. But he doesn't. So I guess this is just specifically for ultimates. All right, the Z ability, 35% to Sun Family Saiyan or Saiyan Saga Strike and Blast defense. So he has a double defense Z ability, which is a little bit strange to me, considering how strike based he is. 18% Saiyan Saga Strike Attack. Yeah, I mean, there's a Strike Attack, but I feel like this should have been reversed with this Blast defense. He holds 2 strike cards, which of course is good, considering that he is super mega strike oriented. 5% chance to inflict Feint on the normal strike. Wait, so he has 2 chances? If there is a defeated battle member, 5% chance for strike arts to inflict Feint. Yeah, so if you've okay, so if you have a full team alive, he has a 5% chance for his strike cards to faint. And then if you have a defeated battle member, he has 2 separate 5% chances for the strike card to inflict faint. Okay, sure. Normal blast card. The green card randomly draws 1 new card, 40 key, 30% damage, -5 to own strike arts cost for 15 timer counts, cannot be stacked, cancels own attribute downgrades, seals enemy strike arts. Also applies the following effects to self if there is a defeated battle member. It restores health by 15%, activates 3. Why is it limited? Can somebody answer this? Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 counts. Yeah, I think my main problem with this character, and I'm really not sure why they did this. This guy is like the only modern damage dealing character to have conditional 1x card draw speed. This character is not drawing a card when he enters the battlefield. He doesn't gain card draw speed at all. Like, I feel like this guy's gonna have very, very tough combo potential at all. Plus the fact that he's a strike character. Right, I mean, he's getting card draw speed here, but this is if you have a dead battle member. He's getting card draw speed here, but you have to have a dead battle member. So if you don't have a dead battle member, he's gonna have 0 card draw speed, which is like 2021. That's the world of Dragon Ball Legends in 2021 is having 0 card draw speed. That's what, dude, people were complaining about LF Gogeta Blue not having card draw speed when he came out in 2020. That's basically where that is. Like that's the timeline of that mechanic. Not having 1x card draw speed is like a fault of like 2020/2021 characters, not 2024 characters. We can't be doing this. There's no reason that this should have been locked behind having a defeated battle member. If anything was going to be added to his base kit, it had to have been card draw speed. He like, you actually just need card draw speed. I think this character is going to have a very tough time comboing. I'm not really seeing the value here, to be honest. All right, so the blue card is another melee blue card. Super Dragon Kick. Why is this major? We're releasing a 2024 character that does major blue card damage. 40% special move damage for 3 counts. Falling effects occur on hit. Destroys all of your enemies' cards and +5 to all arts costs for all enemies. That's good. That's, you know, it's fine. The good thing about this is it looks like it's just permanent, which obviously can make things pretty annoying. I'm kind of curious to see if this is gonna stack. Like, I assume you can stack this because it doesn't say anything about it not being stackable. So, I mean, a lot of characters, if not most characters, have ways to remove these effects, but this could be interesting. You just like constantly stack arts cost debuffs on your opponent. Ultimate is the Crimson Dragon Rush. Massive impact damage, 50% ultimate damage for 3 counts. If there's a defeated battle member, he does actually lock in the enemy, which is good, obviously, but defeated battle member. And then when you land this, you get 100% to the next blue card strike and blast damage you deal with blast armor. Yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, this is... There's a very clear distinction between this character and, like, LFs and Ultras, besides, like, Super Vegeta. I don't know. I don't know. Let's move on to Yamcha. Let's see how Yamcha looks. All right, so Yamcha is another strike character. He's blue, which is very good. That's what we actually did need a powerful blue character. So we'll see if he can fulfill that. Another dude. Look at this. 40. No, that's. Yeah, no, that's a 50,000 difference. 50. He has 50,000 higher strike attack than blast attack. Similar defenses to Goku. Okay. So he's basically going to be doing 0 blast damage. Problem with Yamcha before we even jump into his kit is just the fact that he's on like literally no teams. Super Warrior is not a team, and then Saiyan Saga is not really a team. So right off the bat, we're just forced to run this character on the leader slot of a different team, which is, yeah, it's not ideal. All right, main ability. Draws up the arts card Wolf Fang Kamehameha next. It restores own health by 25% and ki by 40. -50% to enemy sustained damage code effects. That's pretty good. I'll take that. Cancels enemies' attribute upgrades and buff effects. No switching. Huh. I will tell you why that's very good when we get to a later portion of this kit. No switching for 3 timer counts. That is very strong. People are going to look at this and they're going to, well, I don't know if people, I'm saying people as like everyone's going to do this, but there are going to be some people who look at this and they're going to compare it to like this God of Destruction Topos mechanic, where he enters the battlefield and increases all enemy sub counts by 2. This is a different mechanic. There's a difference between just increasing sub counts and just inflicting no switching. No switching means you can't, like there's nothing you could do to get rid of this effect. Increasing sub counts, there are ways that, there's a million ways now that enemies can reduce their own sub count when they're on standby. There's nothing that you can do to counter no switching. No switching is just, it's a different mechanic. This is very good. Very powerful, especially when you combine this with this. All right, unique abilities. When the battle starts, he gets 90% damage, 70% reduced damage received. Oh, look, he gets that's crazy. He gets card draw speed just for free? Wow. That's a revolutionary mechanic. 100% to key recovery, and then -5 to arts cost, and 40% to critical rate. Yeah, this is a very strong baseline of stats here. A lot of key recovery, cost reduction, card draw speed, and then I'm not really the hugest fan of critical, but if it's going to be just an added bonus, then I'll take this. Falling effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. 25 key, 80% damage inflicted, seals enemies blast arts for 5 counts. This is obviously going to be very, very powerful against Super 17 because he's also blue. So he's entering the battlefield, 80%, 90%, that's 170% damage. If there are 3 enemy battle members remaining, 50% damage, card draw speed, -5 to strike and blast arts cost. And then nullifies enemies' endurance effects for 15 counts. Cannot be canceled. So if you're against a full team, this guy's insane. He's getting 220% damage, double card draw speed, -10 to all costs, and he's nullifying endurance. So this is the mechanic I wanted to just quickly talk about in correlation with his main ability. So if you're locking in somebody, essentially you can do this against any endurance character. Like the one that comes to mind right away is GT Spirit Bomb Goku. GT Spirit Bomb Goku, if you were to Rising Rush him, he would remove any endurance nullification mechanics you have, but this is uncancelable. So if the enemy has a full team alive and they're switching into their Spirit Bomb GT Goku, you can lock them in with YAMCHA and then just Rising Rush and kill him, which is very strong. That Goku is specifically on your team a lot of times to prevent stuff like that from happening. So if you can just bypass that, that's really powerful. Yeah, Yamcha's looking like a really, really strong character versus a full team alive. Because everything here is active. Against a full 3-person enemy team, this entire thing is active, which is ridiculous. All right, so second unique ability. He has a cover change against strike arts cards, which looks like you actually can't... Oh, looks like you can't combo that. Interesting. Okay. You cannot combo the cover change with a blue card. The following effects occur when changing cover. He goes type neutral defensively for 10 counts. -2 card draw speed for 3 counts is also really good. So not only is he sealing blast cards for 5 counts, he's also lowering enemy card draw speed by 2 levels for 3 counts. So again, that's a pretty good mechanic against Super 17. Falling effects occur when this character switches to standby, restores ally health by 5%. 15% damage for allies for 15 counts, and then -15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 counts. Falling effects occur when this character is defeated. Oh, he has death buffs. Okay. But I mean, I was kind of expecting this because like the entire allure behind Saiyan Saga Yamcha is he dies, and he does the death pose. That death pose is like the most iconic thing in the entire Saiyan Saga. Increases own Dragon Balls by 2. Restore ally health by 15%. 35% to damage inflicted by allies. Wow, that's a lot. 35%. That is not insignificant. Reduce enemy ki by 100. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 100%. Wow. This combo is ridiculous. Plus 5 to all arts costs and no switching for 5 counts. This is a really powerful death buff. These death buffs are crazy. So basically what they're telling you to do with him is they're telling you this guy's crazy against a full enemy team. And then once you get like 1 kill on the enemy's team, you can sack this guy off and he'll give you these ridiculous death buffs, is what they're basically saying. I like this actually. He seems pretty well designed. Shortens own sub count by 1 every time another battle member is hit with an enemy's arts attack. It's kind of like the revival cell mechanic. Yeah, it's pretty good. Z ability, 35% to element blue, purple, or Saiyan Saga. Strike attack and blast defense, and then 18% to Saiyan Saga blast attack. Okay. Looks like a normal strike and a normal blast. The green card is Poised Wolf Fist. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. He's a hand refill, well, a half refill. 40 ki, 20% damage inflicted for 10 counts. He nullifies enemies' reduced ki effects for 5 counts, and he does get cover null for 5 counts if the enemy has a full team alive. This is his only way of getting cover nullification. That could be an issue for him for sure, because this is going to be one of those characters that wants to be comboing for a long time. But we'll see. We'll see. The good thing about Yamcha is he does have a ranged blue card, which is very uncommon these days. Hey, look, it deals... That's crazy. It does massive damage? Oh, wow. Massive damage. 15% special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. The following effects occur according to the number of remaining enemy battle members. So the more enemy battle members remaining, the more damage it's going to do. So that's 50% when you include this. 50% damage when there's a full team alive. So it's going to be hitting pretty hard. Then the ultimate is the Wolf Fang Kamehameha. Massive damage, 40% damage. And then the following effects occur to all enemies. 50% health restoration, 50% to ki recovery, 3 to all arts cost, and 3 to sub count. Okay. This is an attribute downgrade for sub count. So it's not going to immediately give all the enemies 3 sub counts. It's going to inflict them with the debuff so that when they switch out, they're going to have 13 instead of 10 counts left. And then blast armor. Yeah, I think I like Yamcha better than Goku. I don't think it's... I think most people would agree with me that Yamcha looks a little bit better on paper. We'll see how they actually function, but it's very obvious that they want this Yamcha to be used with a Goku. Goku has a lot of his mechanics locked behind a dead battle member. Let me go back to Goku real quick, actually. Because once you have a dead battle member, Goku is going to be doing some damage. Right? He's getting 90 here. He's basically getting 120% just strike damage here. That's 210 already. And then he's getting another he's getting 280% strike damage when you have a dead ally, with card draw speed, with cover null, with getting green cards. And then don't forget Yamcha, when he dies, is giving 35% damage. So this Goku with Yamcha being dead is going to be doing damage for real. But we'll see. The only other thing to mention is we do have a new unique equipment. This is obviously going to be from co-op because we are getting a new co-op season. Let's see if it's like the typical one. This is Saiyan Saga. So every Saiyan Saga character can use this. They really are pushing the Saiyan Saga team. By the way, even though Yamcha has pretty bad tags here, remember they did specifically make the Zenkai ability for the Blue Saiyan Saga Goku Blue Saiyan Saga. So we know that Yamcha will be able to benefit from that Zenkai ability. All right, so we have HP in slot 1 up to 10%. Oh, this 15% to pure defenses, both defenses, when you have a full Saiyan Saga team. And then slot 3 is 12% to pure offenses when you have a full Saiyan Saga team. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty straightforward, but I think this is actually very good. Right? I mean, people, because this is 4 stats. 4 separate stats that are all being buffed, that are all being purely buffed, right? 15% pure strike and blast defense, and then 12% to pure strike and blast offense. Yeah, that is actually very strong. That is very strong. Okay. So that's basically what we're going to be getting today. There's going to be a few new events, I think, coming out as well, like the challenge mode or whatever that they talked about during the reveal yesterday. Let me know what you think about Saiyan Saga Goku and Yamcha. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.